p.m.
Hey everyone, my name is Leslie. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about Liberia, the land of the free. We know how slavery has impacted America years ago. But have you ever wondered what happened to the free black slaves, at least to some of the free black slaves? Well, I'm here to tell you one part of the story of what happened. Now, according to the survey that was created, I learned that 50% of the audience has no knowledge of the African culture. And when asked if the audience knew Liberia's history, 83% said they do not know. Well, I'd love to tell you about this country, Liberia, based in West Africa, and inform you of the history, culture, and food. Take a moment and listen closely. I would like to read something to you. Tell me if you recognize anything, or if you hear any similarities. I read. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now take a moment to yourself. Let that marinate. Does anything sound familiar? That's right. That is the pledge of Liberia. And it does have similarities to the pledge of America. Now please take this time, I want to take this time and take you on a journey with me so you can learn more about Liberia. All right? Liberia plays a huge part in what makes the country what it is today. Liberia is the oldest independent country in Africa. The Office of Historian Foreign Service Institute explains that in 1816, a group of white Americans founded American Colonization Society to deal with the problem of the growing number of blacks, free blacks, in the U.S. So they decided to resettle them back to Liberia. So on the slide, you see right here in the corner, that's where they're getting ready to send them to Liberia. This is Robert Finley. He was one of the founders, well, he was the founder of the American Colonization Society. And in the corner there, you see when they got to Liberia, that's how they made the flag. As you see, it's kind of similar to the U.S. flag, but it's just one star. So just want to explain a little bit about that. So, as I said before, Liberia was founded because of the American Colonization Society efforts to build a new home for the free slaves. The society had a lot of resources, especially from rich citizens and the U.S. government. So they helped them out a little bit while they got there. In 1847, Liberia declared its independence. They decided they wanted to be their own sovereign state and create their own laws, and they decided to leave ACS. And that was July 26, 1847, which is Liberia's Independence Day. The first governor, which was Joseph Jenkins Roberts, was elected the president. That's him right there in the picture. According to I Explore Liberia History of Culture article, Liberia was ruled by the Americo-Liberians. That's what they called them back then, Americo-Liberians, because as you know, they were free slaves. They went to Liberia, into Africa, so they were called Americo-Liberians. And when they got there, they met the indigenous tribes. And the funny thing about it is, the Americo-Liberians were only 5% in the country at that time. And they were considered the elites. So the elites repressed the 16 main ethnic groups, which you see right there, the 16 tribes of Liberia. And I believe during that time, the only reason they were elites is because I guess they were a little bit more educated compared to the indigenous tribes. So that's why that was. So I just wanted you guys to know, because this will play a big factor in how the war started. So it was only 5% of Americo-Liberians there, and the indigenous were many, more than that. Another fact for you guys to know, which is still on this slide, is that the indigenous tribes didn't have the right to vote until 1964. So it took a while for them to even be a part of government, for them to even vote. Mind you, they're already living there and went to that country, and that's their country. In the article, Liberia's War Reoccurrence, Grievance, written by Charles T. Call in 1980, a coup led by Sergeant Doe and other native tribes toppled the American Liberians for power for the first time. And that's Samuel Doe right here, who you see in the picture under there. That's Samuel Doe. So what he decided to do, he got a lot of natives together, he got some uneducated people together, and they decided to do a coup. I'm not sure if you guys understand what a coup is, but it's a form of war, killing the leader, and basically becoming president. So that's what they decided to do. And during that time, when Samuel Doe did this, the president was William Talbert Jr. And as you see in the picture, that's William Talbert there. I put that picture there so you guys can know that America did play a part. That's Nixon right there with him. So I just wanted to put that there. And then you see William Tubman, who was before Talbert. He's there with JFK, just to show you guys a little bit about the history and that a lot of American presidents did visit Liberia. Now let's get back to the Civil War. Doe's regime, which is Samuel Doe, killed so many Gills and Monos. Those are two indigenous tribes that were in Liberia. He killed a lot of those tribes. Don't know why, specific reason, but he stuck on those tribes. And sadly, my family is part of those tribes. So my family, a lot of my family and relatives were killed during that war. So because of this, because of the war, he later became president. He was able to kill William Talbert, who was in the executive mansion on the 8th floor. 2 gunmen went in, shot him, killed him. Shortly after that, anybody that was in the form of that government, they went, took them to the beach, put them on sticks, and shot them. After that, Samuel Doe became president. Don't forget all the tribes and other people he killed as well. Now, shortly after that, because of this, he was president for a while, not too long, as you see, 1986 to 1990, not too long. Charles Taylor, as you see in the bottom there, he became president as well. Do you guys know how he became president? Same situation. And this is where I would like to show you a clip. Oh, it did come up. So let's see if I can skip. No guys?
Turn up on the, behind the computer monitor, there's a volume button dial there.
Flagged civil war. By mid-1990, most of Liberia.
I just want to show you.
As a former advisor to the real president, Taylor fled to the United States in 1983 after being charged with embezzlement. Today, with Liberia's economy in ruin, with its government riddled with corruption and its army plagued by desertions, Charles Taylor is back, demanding his old boss resign. And what if he doesn't?
Okay. Charles Taylor has no right to ask my resignation. We have a government that was duly elected by the people of this country. And anything that has to do with resignation must come from the people themselves.
So I just want to show you guys a clip of that so you can kind of understand what's going on. So as you see, he made that statement, has to come from the people themselves. But as you guys remember what happened the first time, he didn't do that. So Charles Taylor later did the same coup, but Charles Taylor wasn't the one that captured Samuel K. Doe. Charles Taylor's group was a very large group. Someone named Prince Johnson left his group, made his own group, and decided to capture Samuel K. Doe. Now the significance of this video that I put on, it's a full video. The sad part about this video is that Samuel K. Doe's death was filmed from the start to the end. They tortured him, cut his ears off, did all sorts of things to him, and it was all recorded all over the world. Even on the news, it was shown. After that situation happened, Charles Taylor became president. Now, when Charles Taylor became president, the war still went on. It still went on. In 2003, it got so bad to the point where the rebels decided that they were done dealing with Charles Taylor at the time, who was president. And they cornered him, and he was later exiled into Nigeria. Trying to get this back. The war lasted 14 years, leading to so many deaths. After Charles Taylor left, Ellen Johnson became the president. The war was over. When she became president, she tried her best to build the country. She's actually the first woman to become president. Now I would like to tell you a little bit about Liberia's culture. Liberia's culture has a lot of custom and traditions. Actually, when it comes to sports, their national sport is soccer. They're known for the forests and beaches. Gale Encyclopedia of Multicultural America explained that many occasions are a cause for celebration when it comes to Liberia. They do a lot of singing and dancing, especially during weddings, funerals, the birth of a child, circumcision ceremonies, and and getting them into a traditional ethnic society. When it comes to a wedding, the man has to pay a dowry, which is giving them either money, animals, or household goods to his wife. That's one culture. Liberia also celebrates holidays. When it comes to Thanksgiving, they celebrate the first Thursday in November. Fast and prayer day is on the second day in April, which is probably almost like Easter for you guys. They celebrate July 26th, as we celebrate July 4th, and they also celebrate their president's holidays. Now, this is my favorite part, food. Liberia has some yummy, yummy food. Michelle Carter, FSC graduate from Liberia, tells us that majority of the dishes are served with either rice or fufu. And some of the meats they use are like chicken feet, snail, goat, smoked turkey, smoked fish. And the foods are normally fried or cooked in vegetable oil or palm oil. Well, that's pretty much it. I would love to thank you guys so much for being my audience today. Now you can say you know a little bit about West Africa and a place called Liberia. A place where it was once for the free black slaves to live. Today I want to tell you that Liberia may be poor, but it's getting there. Tourism is on the rise, the beaches are beautiful, infrastructure is building, and the place is just beautiful. I would love to take this time to show you some of the beauty of Liberia and show you different pictures. This is what I want you to remember when you think of Liberia. Life can be beautiful after war. I hope you enjoy learning the history, culture, and food of Liberia. And then these are some pictures. Oops, what's that?